All right, guys, this is the Unit 1 test. I guess you'd call it a review. This is me going over the test with you. All right, so Unit 1 test, let's go ahead and start with number 1. Using the periodic table to identify which elements are present in the formula CaCO3. So we need to use our periodic table to find out what Ca is. Let's go over here. Find Ca. It is right here. Ca is calcium. Okay, cool. So let's go back over here. So Ca is calcium. All right, so that automatically takes that one off. So we still have calcium, calcium, calcium. Okay, cool. Our next one is C. Let's go back to our periodic table and find our C. Our C is right up here, and it is carbon. So let's go back to our question. C is equal to carbon. No, so that one's not it. There's carbon and there's carbon. So we have one left, and it is that O3. O is equal to, I know you probably already know the answer, but we're going to go and do it just like we did before. There's our O right there. It's oxygen. Here we go. Oxygen. Not cobalt. It is oxygen. So our correct answer for number 1 is D. All right, number 2. Which substances can be broken down into simpler substances and which cannot? So if they can be, then they are compounds. And if they cannot be, we are looking for elements. Oh, let's write in cursive, Mr. Murrow. So, compounds. Which of these 5 are compounds? Remember, we're looking for ones with more than 1 capital letters. So, we have, there's one right there. So, let's put NaCl. Find another one. So, we're done with that one. Au, that's only 1 capital letter, so that's an element. 1 capital letter, that's another element. Carbon monoxide, there's 2. So carbon and 1 oxygen. And then lead weight. So it's our last one, Pb. Should have looked something like that. Number 3. Group A and Group B. Which statements accurately describe the substances shown in the table? Select 2 correct answers. That's a big one because some of you didn't pay attention to that. Group A and Group B. Let's take a look at them. Group A has H2O, Fe2O3, NF. Group B has O2, Mg, and B. All of these we can find on the periodic table. Sorry, my handwriting kind of not great. I have the first time I'm using this iPad pen, so it's a little loud. So they can all be found on the periodic table. So we know that Group B is also known as elements. Group A, we have more than 1 capital letter. So we know that those are compounds. Okay, so now let's look at our answers down here. A, all substances in Group A can be broken down into 2 or more simpler substances. Well, that's the definition of a compound, and that's what. So that's a good one. Fe2O3 is made of 5 different types of matter. Well, how many capital letters do we see? 1, 2. So it's really actually only 2 different types of matter. So that's not our right answer. O2 is a molecule made up of 2 atoms, but not a compound. Well, it's made up of 2 atoms. It's a molecule. I think that one's right, but let's make sure the other ones aren't anything better. All substances in Group B are considered compounds. Note, we said that they were elements, so we know that's not right. All substances in Group A and B are considered elements. Nope, we said that these were compounds, so that one can't be right. So, yep, A and C were our best choices. All right, number 4. Components of our environment can be classified as elements, compounds, or mixtures. Select each component that can be classified as a compound. So we talked about these in class. This one's a little trickier because you don't see your chemical symbols, but we did talk about a couple of these specifically in class. So let's do the ones that we do know. We've already seen gold on here once. If it's a gold ring, we know that it is AU. Well, is that a compound? No, it's not a compound. Soil, we learned that was a mixture. So that's not a compound. Aluminum is Al, not a compound. I know a lot of you wanted to say that L was a I or something like that, but nope, that's not a compound. Sand, that's another mixture. So that leaves us with salt and water. Well, we did learn that water was H2O. We talked about that a lot. So that's one. And we talked about salt was NaCl. We've seen this one. So those were our two best choices. All right, number 5. This question has two parts. First, answer part A, then answer part B. Which of the following is an element? So which one of these can we find on the periodic table? Which one only has one capital letter? Well, this has 2, 2, 2, 2. Yeah, it's this one right here. Okay, we know that it's Al. We have our one capital letter and our one lowercase letter. That's one chemical symbol there. So let's see down here, which one of these? We picked Al, so it's only, if we picked Al, then the one that talks about Al is going to be our best choice, but let's make sure. Al is an element because it has one chemical symbol. A and L, one chemical symbol. Yep, that's right. We didn't pick NaCl as an element because it's made up of sodium and chlorine. We didn't pick carbon monoxide because it's made up of carbon and oxygen together. And we didn't pick water because it's also water. It's H2O. Number 6, here we go. Which of the following substances would be identified as a compound? So we're looking for more than one capital letter. There's 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So not a compound, that's an element. Element, there's a compound, and there's an element. Pretty simple. Just got to pay attention to what we talked about in class. Number 7, a chemical formula is displayed here. How many atoms in total are in this chemical formula? So we have N, there's 1. There are 4 H's, but there's a 3 there. So we have to take this and times it by 3. So now we have 15 plus, so we're done with that. We have 1 P and we have 4 O's. So our total would be 15 plus 1 plus 4 is 20. 20 total atoms. Number 8. The chemical formula for sulfuric acid is H2SO4. Which of the following statements accurately describe the atoms involved in the formula for sulfuric acid? A, there are 4 sulfur atoms involved in the chemical formula. B, there are twice as many hydrogen atoms as there are sulfur atoms. C, there are twice as many sulfur atoms as there are hydrogen atoms. D, there are twice as many oxygen atoms as there are hydrogen atoms. E, there are 6 total atoms involved in the chemical formula. Well, let's go ahead and see how many we have, just to put it down. We have 2 hydrogens, we have 1 sulfur, and we have 4 oxygens. So, are there 4 sulfur atoms? No. Are there twice as many hydrogens as there are sulfur? 2 times 1? Yes. There are twice as many sulfur as there are hydrogen? No, that's not it. There are twice as many oxygen as there are hydrogen? Is there twice? Yep, there are. There are 6 total atoms involved. Is there 6 total? 4 plus 1 plus 2? No, that's 7. So it's not that one. So there's our best answer choice. Number 9, a group of students are generating a statement that accurately describes the chemical formula displayed below, C3H7NO2. What information would accurately complete the statement? Move one correct answer to each box. So we're looking for, there are blank elements and blank total atoms. So we're looking for how many elements and how many atoms. So let's count elements first. We have a carbon, we have hydrogen, we have nitrogen, and we have oxygen. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So you would have taken this one and drug it down there. How many atoms do we have? How many atoms of C did we have? We had 3. How many hydrogens? We had 7. How many nitrogens? There's 1. And how many oxygens? There's 2. So 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 7 more is 11, plus 2 more is a total of 13. So you take that one and drag it down there. All right, number 10. Silver nitrate, AgNO3, is a chemical compound used in photography. How many atoms of oxygen make up this chemical compound? So we're looking at oxygen, so we don't need to worry about the Ag or the N. So we have O3. What are we looking at? Right there. That's our answer, 3. Number 11. How many copper atoms are there in CuNO3 2? So we're looking at this one right here. How many copper atoms are there? There's nothing in front of it, so we assume that it's a 1. And there's nothing after it, so that means that there is just 1. Just 1. Number 12. The formula for glucose is C6H12O6. How many elements does glucose have? We have carbon, we have hydrogen, and we have oxygen. That's 1, 2, 3. There we go. One more. Look at the 2 images of molecules. Which of the following statement best compares the 2 images? Image A and B are both compounds because they have more than one atom. Well, this one is a compound for sure, but this one is a molecule. Remember, we said that this can happen sometimes. So, are they both have more than one atom and they're both compounds? No, because this one's not a compound. This one's just a molecule. Image A is a compound because it has different types of atoms. Yeah, that's true. There are different types of atoms. There. And image B is an element because it has one type of atom. There and there. Yep, that one looks pretty good. Let's check the other ones just to make sure, though. Image A is an element because it has one type of atom. Nope, image A is not an element. We already said that. No. Image A and B are both elements because they have more than one atom. Well, they do have more than one atom, but they are still not both elements, so no. All right, that is our first unit test.